All right. Sorry about that. I'm 6 minutes late. I'm 6 minutes late. I want to give people a chance to come into the room. There were, I'm sure, a lot of people who expected me to go live on my new channel, but my new channel has received a strike. My new channel has received a strike, so I cannot go live on the new channel. Now, let me tell you what I think. I suspect that there are people who work for YouTube who are dead set against me, and they are dead set on preventing my channel from growing. Let's be clear about that. There's no way that I can deny that this is what it is. This is what I believe. This is the feeling that I get. And you won't believe it, I got a strike for a video that I uploaded in the members only section. It was for members only. And that video, all it did was show some people with injuries. I showed the images. Nobody's actually being attacked. And I explained the extent of the injuries, and I got a strike. So I will be going live on this channel. And you know what? Let's move on with this live stream. I want to respond to this article. Wait a minute. I want to respond to this article. This article was published yesterday. And I want to invite the writer of this article as well as Yahoo, because Yahoo is very committed to articles like this. They are very careless, very reckless with the way they spew propaganda and spread propaganda, no matter how dangerous it is or misleading it is. Yahoo, as long as it is pro-dog, they will publish it. They will support it. And yesterday, they published this article. That is very strange for me to get a strike uploading a video in the members only area. But anyways, now just so you know, that strike is going to forever permanently deny my ability to monetize that channel. So your memberships are gone. And I may or may not reestablish members only for my channels. It's too much of a hassle. So Yahoo, along with Jenna Wadsworth is the author of this article. They published this little short article yesterday. And as you can see, already it's generated 436 comments. Now, I looked at this website maybe an hour ago, and it was at like 200 some odd comments. So the comments are increasing fast. They've sparked discussion with this article. Now, this article is new to a lot of people. It's not new to us. The talking points that they deal with in this article is not new to us. Yeah, good evening to everybody. I almost forgot to welcome everybody back to another anti-dog rant. The American Pit Bull Terrier temperament test has shocking result is the headline. And you see the comments already went up to 430. Okay. Now, oh my goodness. This is pathetic. I have to put that out there because it seems like this is their best attempt to respond to this increase in dog attacks that is taking place right now. Okay, those discussions about pit bull bans that I shared the other day, those were all recent articles and recent discussions. This is the best they have. Okay, at a time like now, this is when they pull out their best talking points. And I knew that this was coming, that they are going to try to boast about how well pit bulls do on temperament tests. Now, before I even get into that, let me just talk about how I don't trust people who tell me that their evidence, their proof, comes from a test that they conducted in private. Okay, and I believe I'm personally offended by the idea that you would think that I would believe you. Why would we believe a bunch of pit bull fanatics who say they conducted a temperament test behind closed doors and found that the pit bulls do very well? Why would I believe that? Why would anybody believe that? You know what I'm saying? Information like this should come from an unbiased party. But this information always comes from people pushing pit bulls. Always, always, always. Pit bulls, pit bulls, pit bulls. And oh, we have proof. We conducted a test behind closed doors and found that pit bulls are misunderstood. This article reads, some people hear pit bull and think vicious dog. Yeah. And then she starts babbling and says, oh, this misunderstood breed and many others, they came to what some might consider a shocking conclusion after they conducted this temperament test. Now, I'm not going to bore you with some of this stuff. I'm going to skip over some of this nonsense because we know it. We know what the temperament test is. And they go over all of that for the people who don't know. And then they get to the results. Pit bull temperament results. Oh, they have an 86% pass rate. They tested 870 pit bulls and they claimed 755 passed. Now, does this information right here, is it more valuable to you than the actual number of reports? The actual reports from the doctors who operated on the victims? Is this information more valuable? Does it hold more weight than the actual reports that we see? The scenes that police are called to, and the number of those scenes that make up the statistics. We're supposed to ignore reality and instead focus on your temperament test results and what? Just tell ourselves that they're safe, that they're no different from any other breed? I mean, this information, this article might work on someone who has no idea what the statistics are, who don't even know what statistics are, period. But wow, why would you assume that people don't know the statistics? And I'm pointing that out because if they do know the facts, the statistics, you should know that this is not going to fly with them. Nobody cares what type of results you get with your temperament test. The only thing that matters is the people being attacked. You can talk about this temperament test all you want, but when 6% of the dog population is responsible for over 60% of people bitten, 100% of people hospitalized 7 days or more, responsible for well into 80-90% of people hospitalized for 3 days or more, when people are mutilated, over half the time it's pit bulls, bully breeds, same thing. We're supposed to ignore all that, and we're supposed to instead focus on the results that you get on some tests that you conducted in private. Now, let me add, I don't believe they tested 870 pit bulls. I don't believe that. I believe, just like these nutters do with everything else, I believe they're lying. But even if it were true, it's a worthless study. Means nothing. You know, I think it's funny seeing these people do backflips and bend over backwards to try to trump the information that has surfaced, the statistics, the testimony from doctors, and so forth. It's hilarious seeing them come out with stuff like this. It's just laughable at this point. After people hear videos like ours, the anti-dog content, after they visit respected websites, what do you think do you think they're really going to believe this? You really think they're going to buy into this? And this is all they hang their hat on. Okay? Now, obviously, you see, they compare the results from the pit bull with the results of the golden retriever. Okay? Golden retrievers seen as, the most beloved. I believe they're the most popular in America. And they say the golden retriever had an 85.2% pass rate. And they made this comparison because the pit bull had 86% pass rate. Golden retriever, 85.2. So, despite the fact that pit bulls are attacking more people, okay, both a higher number and a larger percentage of the victims, despite the pit bulls sending far more of these people to the hospital with much more severe injuries, we're supposed to ignore all that and instead focus on this test, this temperament test that they conducted in private. Okay? You know, it's disrespectful for you to assume that people are really this dumb. Now, many people are this dumb. But not the people who you're trying to have a debate with. I mean, who do you think you're actually debating with? Opponents of pit bulls. Don't you think we've done our homework? We're not the ones sitting up dealing with emotions, living in la la land. That's obviously what they think. You know, that's why they come with this same talking point each and every time. And they say, oh, pit bulls are less likely to show aggression than one of America's most beloved breeds, the Golden Retriever. They also point out pit bulls are less likely to show aggression than beagles, bulldogs, basset hounds, and some of these, what in the world is this? Corgis, they went and dug up dogs nobody's even heard of. But you can see she's naming a bunch of small dogs, right? Now, this is all about honesty. If I guarantee you're going to be attacked by a dog, but you get to choose which dog attacks you, which dog are you going to choose? The pit bull or the chihuahua? The pit bull or the poodle? She names a poodle. Are you going to choose to be attacked by a pit bull or a bagel? You notice, why don't these people actually deal with the mechanics of pit bulls? Like, they have to know that that's a major talking point. The opponents of pit bulls, we're over here talking about the breed, the genes, the mechanics, the instincts. Why aren't you? Where's your counter arguments to that? This is just foolish to compare pit bulls to these other dogs that were not bred to fight. Okay, and as you could have guessed, that's the end of pretty much the end of their article. But look at how this article ends. Look at the things that she says here. Just people, look at this paragraph right here. People seem to make up their minds and refuse to look at the real evidence. News stations seemingly enjoy pumping up stories involving pit bulls and violent encounters. Moreover, a lot of drama is created by mixed breeds being incorrectly labeled as pit bulls. Oh boy. It's heartbreaking that people feel they must create this illusion that simply is not true. News stations seemingly enjoy pumping up stories involving pit bulls and violent encounters. So you're blaming the news stations for reporting pit bull attacks. Why? Why are you criticizing the media outlets for reporting on these dog attacks by pit bulls? Because the fact is, they suffer on average far more damage. It's an attack worthy of attention. There's a scene. Quite often there's a scene. Police cars, ambulance, the dog warden, animal control. And yeah, when there's a scene like that, the news media will also show up. They'll be like, okay, what's going on? What is this? Just because a golden retriever typically doesn't create a scene like that, doesn't send as many people to the hospital ripped apart and torn to shreds, we're supposed to ignore all that? We're supposed to ignore the facts? We're supposed to ignore the real evidence like what you referred to? Said people seem to make up their minds and refuse to look at the real evidence. You mean like you're doing? That's exactly what you're doing. So this is a projection. It's a projection. We're dealing with the real evidence. What are you dealing with? Your private temperament study? Because that's the only evidence you're referring to throughout this whole article. And we are not allowed to see that evidence. In fact, some people have said that they use different standards when they test pit bulls' temperament. I don't know how true that is, but if it is true, oh boy, that makes your argument even weaker. Media outlets simply report the stories. That's what they do. They don't pump up nothing. Wait, what do you mean they pump up these stories? They simply report on them. And that's what you're mad at. You don't want media outlets to report on bully breed attacks. That's basically just go out and say it. So you get mad whenever they report on a bully breed attack. Okay, that speaks to your character. That's a crime. If somebody is ripped apart, that's a crime. If I go and rip somebody that's a crime. I go beat somebody with a bat, slice them up with a machete, that's a crime. Well, guess what? Your dog do the same thing, that's a crime. You're saying you don't want the media to report crimes. Okay, let's deal with how humane this is. Let's keep humanity close in mind here. That's what you're saying, isn't it? You don't want the media to report on dog attacks when it involves a pit bull. Okay? All right? Let me keep some notes here. Does not want us or the media to report on pit bull. Okay. Also, she said, a lot of drama is created by mixed breeds being incorrectly labeled as pit bulls. Now, this is a very pathetic and old debunked talking point. Ma'am, I'm not going to waste much time on that. We don't care if they're mixed. And you know that. When we talk about bans, we want those banned too. Pit bulls, the mixes, all the bully breeds, all the mixes. They have the same attack style, same instincts. They gotta go. Okay? And I feel like I stooped to a very low level responding to that statement. Because it's so old. Like, wow, y'all still spewing this out? Yeah, drama is caused by mixed breeds, and we want the mixed breeds banned as well. What is wrong with y'all? What about that don't you understand? This ain't no fixation with pit bulls only. It's with bully breeds. Huh? You see, I suspect that there are some workers at YouTube who don't appreciate us talking about dogs in general and or pit bulls like this, spreading the facts. And these are nothing but facts. I don't know what real evidence you're talking about. We're looking at the real evidence. All right. Mixed breeds. She said it's heartbreaking that people feel they must create this illusion. Okay. We'll see what's an illusion and what's not here very shortly. Now, check this out. She gives this list, and then she says, don't take our word for it. You can see for yourself. Huh? See what for ourselves? How great and wonderful pit bulls are. Obviously, that's what she's saying, right? She said, if you want to check out the temperament testing for any of the breeds tested, visit the American Temperament Testing Society website. I got that pulled up here. And as you can see, they have a bunch of different breeds that they claim to have attested, and they give the results. Okay. Which really means nothing. These people are telling us to ignore the hospital reports, doctor reports, actual ambulance, blood. They want us to ignore all of that. The frequency of these attacks, both fatal and non-fatal. Ignore all that. Instead, focus on the results of their private test. Oh, look what else she said. She said, finally, you can also view cute pictures and read facts about American Pit Bull Terrier puppies. Now, notice she made a point to say American Pit Bull Terrier. Okay? And listen, these pit nutters, they know full well that we, opponents of pit bulls, are not fixated on specific types of bully breeds. That is so silly. That's the type of silliness you expect from the pit bull lovers. And that's why you only hear it coming from them. You never hear opponents of pit bulls coming out saying the American Pit Bull Terrier. Get out of here. This talk that's going on right now about the XL bully, that's another example. Opponents of bully breeds are opponents of bully breeds. They don't care about the little fancy type of mutation they got, which is all it is. I don't care if one of them got more mutations than the other. That is pathetic. Now, she says we don't look at real evidence. And she does. She has the real evidence. She has the real facts. But somehow the only piece of evidence she found was the temperament test, and we're not allowed to see that. Here I am showing you everything that I'm looking at and everything that I'm talking about. I'm letting you see it. But none of us conducted all of these tests on these dogs. And depending on who's looking at the dog, I guarantee you'll get different results. Because a pit bull lover, they're going to ignore certain things. Oh, we'll pass them. Oh, it's okay. Oh, we'll pass them. But we're supposed to just trust you, huh? Wow. Now, pit bulls might make up about 6% of the dog population, but I'm sure bully breeds in general make up a larger percentage of the dog population. Most definitely. What do you say? Maybe 12%? 10%? This 6%, I don't know what's going on with that. Because Rottweilers are bully breeds. Let's be clear. Rottweilers are bully breeds. Boxers are bully breeds. Quite often, they're not viewed as bully breeds, but they are. Now, they make up what? Let's say 10%. Here in America, there are about 80 million dogs. And they say about 6 million are pit bulls. Let's say 10 million are pit bulls. Don't you think it's telling that the shelters are full of mostly pit bulls? Over half of all the dogs in these shelters. Why do you think that is? That can't happen. It cannot happen if there's no difference between the breeds. People don't have a problem with the way pit bulls look. That's foolishness. Don't try to get us to believe that. I don't believe that for 1 second. No, they're in those shelters for a reason. All right, here it is. Now, this is a lawyer's website, a dog bite lawyer. Yeah, we need an opponent. Notice how the opponents of pit bulls, their content is jam-packed with information, evidence, facts. It's crammed in here, busting out the seams with information, multiple sources, several examples. Whilst the pit bull advocates, all they get is a temperament study conducted in private. Pit bulls, less than 6%, but 65% of people attacked. Okay, ridiculous statistics. We're supposed to ignore all this and focus on your temperament test. He says pit bull bites are more deadly than those of other breeds. It's not the bite per se, it's how they bite. They lock their jaws. Yes, I said lock their jaws. I don't want to hear it. They lock their jaws, shake, hold and shake, and don't let go. If they do let go, they reattach immediately. And they will release and bite again purposely. According to the doctor reports, they are more likely to bite in multiple different places. Okay, but according to you, this is not real evidence. This is an illusion. Okay? Okay, look, let's listen to the actual doctors. Now, this link has been on my channel for years. It's still there. It was published in 2016. And it includes dozens of doctors who are telling you that pit bulls need to be banned and that they cause far more damage than other breeds. Now, I'm not going over this again. I've gone over this several times in videos on my channel. Read it for yourself. I'll share a link in the chat room. You can also find a link on the home page of this channel. Doctors, multiple, okay, you see them here. They are saying, I've operated on several dog attack victims, nobody looks like pit bull attack victims. They look like they've been attacked by a shark. And this is where one of the doctors said that every single patient hospitalized 7 days or more, they were attacked by a bully breed. We're supposed to, but that's an illusion, right? That's not real evidence. The real evidence is your temperament test, right? That's what you're saying. The one that we can't see, that we didn't conduct. Are these people serious? And listen, I did not dig up an old article. This article surfaced yesterday. Now you see the comments. It's flooded with comments. The discussions are ongoing. Hopefully, the opponents of pit bulls are teaching these people something. But honestly, these people don't want to learn nothing. Okay, that's the problem. They want to believe that pit bulls are no different from any other breed. Why? I have no idea. There's nothing in it for you. Also, do you think a poodle could have killed this police officer? Do you think a poodle could have killed several of the other adults that have been killed? Okay, Yahoo. Let me share a link to this live stream. Okay, to Yahoo and the writer of this article. Okay, you know what? I'll wait till I'm done. Check this out. Let's look at the things that provoke pit bulls. Oh, I want to do that. What triggers a pit bull to attack? Baby bouncer, a baby sleeping, a crying baby, child crying, walking to school, boarding a school bus, letting children play in the backyard, riding a bike, walking a baby in a stroller, trying to rehab a shelter pit bull, skateboarding. Pit bulls have killed children for every one of these reasons. And let me tell you, that was the tip of the iceberg. The true story is far too lengthy to sit here and try to put in a video. We've heard pit bulls, stories about pit bulls attacking for no reason at all whatsoever. The weirdest stories usually involve a bully breed, where these people have raised the thing from a puppy, and one day it just snaps and attacks and doesn't stop. Oftentimes attacking its own owner, and it never snaps out of it. It never stops. A lot of stories like this. But this is not real evidence. You can see the people torn apart, but this is not real evidence. The real evidence is your temperament test that none of us conducted. Okay? Listen, I've referred to these people, I've used some harsh words when it comes to the dog lovers, the pit bull lovers. But don't you see why? This is terrible. It's like, what planet, what's wrong with these people? This is not real evidence. Okay. Your temperament test. I hear you. How about this? All right, let dogsbite.org chime in, huh? Now, this is a very dangerous or incriminating, damaging. What is this? This 2019 dog bite fatality statistics. Understand, 69% pit bull. That's not evidence. That's not okay. Mixed breed. Understand, those are bully breeds. That's exactly why they call them mixed breed. Okay, so this has jumped up beyond 70%. Throw Rottweiler in there as well. You see where this is going? So many sources say the opposite of what your temperament test says. So when that happens, usually people go with the story that has multiple sources. Because you don't even have any real professionals co-signing this temperament nonsense. Okay, I've showed you actual testimony from doctors themselves. You haven't. You just keep talking about a test conducted in private. Okay. Let's deal with something else. This is one of my favorite websites or sources of information. A lot of good quotes on this website. I think it's a blog. Now, when a pit bull attacks in a fight, they feel really good. Opioids and dopamine are released in their brains, making them feel really good. And it feels so good, they will often seek out the behavior again. In the same way, a border collie is built to feel really good when herding sheep. Pit bulls are built to feel really good when attacking. Now, that's not real evidence though, huh? The fact that they exist is not real evidence. When you look at these things, you're looking at a creature that is the result of breeding for the purpose of fighting and killing. That's why they're so muscular. That's why they lock, hold, and shake. They don't stop. That's why they feel good when they attack. And when they attack, they go into a frenzy. They really do spaz out. They spaz completely out and they don't stop. This is a behavior very different from other breeds that will have a cutoff point, that won't completely spaz out. Now, I don't know about those German Shepherds. Like I said, all large dogs need to be banned. And you ask me, get rid of all of them. All canines need to go. The only thing that should be left is wild dogs. There are none here in the States. I'm okay with that. Okay, so the fact that a border collie was bred to herd, a greyhound was bred to race and run fast. So you're saying that the greyhound, its physical body is not evidence that it can run fast? I mean, I don't understand where you're coming from, that we don't deal with real evidence. So I've just been wasting my time all these years, huh? No one is saying, okay, normal dogs engage in ritualized forms of aggression when they come into conflict. This involves a lot of noise, but no real damage. However, when pit bulls fight, they engage the shake, bite, slash, kill, bite part of the predatory sequence, with often fatal or near fatal results. There is seldom time to intervene to rescue the other dog before the other dog or the person. Due to the opioid release during fights, pit bulls do not feel pain, and so they fight on regardless of injury. Now, I've shown video of pit bulls being thrashed around, being stabbed by bull horns, and flung through the air, and the pit bull will come right back and continue to try to attack because that's what it was bred for. Many other breeds would give up after they take a hard lump. That's when that cowardice would kick in and they would run away. But this is not real evidence. This is an illusion, according to the pit bull advocates. All right? You decide who's telling the truth. Due to the opioid release during fights, they don't feel pain. They fight on regardless of injury. Trying to stop is incredibly difficult. When normal dogs fight, they usually respond to appeasement behavior from their opponent. In other words, fighting is not designed to kill, but to resolve conflict without serious harm. One dog may give in and display behaviors which will cause the other dog to back off. Pit bulls do not respond to appeasement behavior during fights, as this would have been counterproductive in the fighting pits and has been bred out of them. So when you try to submit to a pit bull, when you try to walk away, they will continue to attack. And more importantly, if you simply do nothing and mind your own business, they will attack. I've shown more videos than I can remember of people not even facing pit bulls. You don't even have to face them. They don't even have to feel like you're staring at them to want to attack you. All they need to know is that you're living. They attack in response to absolutely nothing or anything at all. A slight noise, movement, but this is all an illusion. That's why I say these types of articles, they come off as very pathetic to me. Because it's like, wow, you can't do any better than this? No, you can't. That's the thing. This is the best they could do. I mean, I'm surprised they got this far. I mean, obviously, what more could they come up with than a test that they conducted behind closed doors in private that nobody saw, that nobody can verify, nobody can validate? Yeah, that sounds like a liar. Because if what you said is true, if what you believe is true, then their harmlessness would be seen by the whole world. People are dumb, but they're not that dumb. What is it with these people? I don't get it. So yeah, I got another strike on my new channel. So that channel, both channels are demonetized. I cannot make income. I cannot generate income with either channel. So I'm just supposed to get on here and almost have a heart attack every day, cut my life short just for community service. I can't even generate an income, make a living doing what I have a passion to do, while other people are doing things just to be a flippin' con artist, like these hit nutters. And if it's not just to be a con artist and con people out of their money, it is just some weird, sick fetish they have for endangering people. They show these images and videos of endangerment. They never get taken down. But my videos get strikes all the time. Again, this recent strike that I just got maybe an hour ago, that video was uploaded in the members area. The members area. Now, I'm very curious to know if there was a member that reported it. Was it a member that flagged the video? Or was it just a YouTube worker who, looks at every video that I upload and just dying for content that they could strike? I don't know. Yeah. And listen, if you cancel out the temperament test, if you remove the temperament test argument, what else do they have? I was trying to tell people this for a long time. The temperament test is all they have. There's literally nothing else they have that they can fall back on. They base everything on the temperament test. When they say that that they're misunderstood, they're basing it on the temperament test. The temperament test, and if it's not that, they'll talk about how a dog is not really a pit bull. That's it. Oh, it's not technically a pit bull, right? That's a Staffordshire Terrier. Oh, that's a Cane Corso. It's not a pit bull. So, when you're left with, you don't even have that many talking points, and the ones that you do have are just embarrassing. Let's just be honest. These arguments, these arguments are embarrassing. I wouldn't want to be caught trying to argue this. I don't try to argue losing arguments. It's like, Lord, what are y'all thinking? And you heard that saying, 2 minds are better than one. Well, 2 million minds should be a lot better than one. So why hasn't all of your millions of minds figured out how pathetic your talking points are? Man. And if that's not bad enough, I noticed how long people have the real evidence. This was a recent article that surfaced. That she said this Yahoo article surfaced a few hours ago. But this one surfaced in 2013. Some 10 years ago. 10 years ago, we knew these things were often attacked with no warning, which was also bred into them. To attack without showing warning signs first. To attack suddenly. No warning signs. And these warning signs, that's all a con anyways. Like I said, quite often they don't show warning signs. And when they do show warning signs, they're going to attack a split second later or as they're showing the warning signs. It's all a con. The whole dog culture itself is a big fat con. Simple as that. Now, YouTube has positioned itself as my mortal enemy. They are dead set at demonetizing my platforms and eventually getting me booted off of YouTube. That's their goal. Telling y'all that now, that's their goal. And we'll see if that happens. Yeah, only time will tell. I'm not going to just shut down all of my channels, which is what I really have a strong feeling of doing, to just say to hell with it. You fight your own battles, you know, just shut them all down and just live my life, keep my gun. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. And we'll see if that happens. Yeah, I'm working with the enemy, most definitely. Hey, it is what it is. So, let me get out of here. I've been on here too long. I did not plan on being here this long. I've gone like 23 hours with no food. I think I need something. I hope all of you are eating well, taking good care of yourself, right? And it's Thursday. We got one more day until the weekend. And I hope you all have something fun planned. If not, I hope you enjoy your time off and relax, rest, and regroup. That is definitely my plan. Get some laundry done. And if you have time, stop by this article. Like I said, there's a lot of people talking on this article. 400 so far, 438 comments. Wait a minute. Yeah, 438 comments. And in articles like this, it's good if our voices are heard, you know, if our talking points are found in the content, because there are going to be other media outlets that write articles based on the comment section of certain articles. So always be mindful of that. Shout out to all of you, and I hope to see you back on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.